Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review. And much like yesterday, I am also very excited today to bring to you from the Transformers 1 Prime Changers class. This is Sentinel Prime. Now, Prime Changers means deluxe class. Um, Basically, these are going to be the deluxe figures for the movie line. Technically, they're supposed to be a little more kid friendly, but I'll be honest with you. Looking at some of the stuff that Bumblebee did yesterday and some of the stuff that Sentinel Prime does, I don't see how these are supposed to be kid friendly, but we'll get to that. As I mentioned yesterday, if you did not see the video, please go and watch it. I got these from Amazon Germany. So, yes, Amazon Germany, much like Amazon Japan, is open for domestic orders to ship internationally. Kind of cool. I don't think Germany gets exclusive figures like Amazon Japan does, other toy lines, Kamen Rider, Sentai. So I guess it really can just be seen as an alternative to get figures early or that Amazon doesn't get and you can't find at retail around you and you don't want to pay the scalper tax on eBay, which I can understand. Now, I've also learned that, as I think I did mention this in the video yesterday, these are going to be released in the US um, August 1st. Now, that is not a fixed date. You know, in the United States, retailers can put things on the shelves after the release. If there's a mandatory date, they can put it out on the shelf anytime after the date. There is nothing that says they have to put it out on August 1st. So if your shelves are kind of full with older stock, you may not see it. If your shelves are barren, you might see it, but still you might not. Um, that's just the way it is. But apparently Mares has broken the street date and people are finding these in the stores right now. Now I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mares is connected to Target, so these might start popping up at Targets as well. I don't know. I'm just sharing that information. um, One other bit of information I can share is Mares website, not exactly user friendly. I did try to look. They don't have them listed, and they don't even have individual transformers listed. They have assortments. So, yeah, if you can't find these brick and mortar, your best bet is, as I said, right now, Amazon Germany, or maybe if somebody will be selling them on eBay, but chances are what they're selling them for, plus the tax and shipping that you'll have to pay off of eBay, still be cheaper to get it from Amazon Germany. But with all that being said, we're starting off in vehicle mode. Now, let me just say, as we've seen from the pictures, the digital images, the trailer, even the box art for this figure, this is not where, what Sentinel Prime is going to look like. The character looks to be a heavy retool of the Bumblebee movie Cybertronian Seeker mold, Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp. Now, if I remember, I was really not that big of a fan of that design, which was the toy was a heavy retool of the Blitzwing. I will die on that hill. Um, but then again, it's like that there was like just something that didn't come together. So maybe it'll be a little bit better. But this looks really cool, and I really dig it. Now, in the packaging, these lasers here, and this back piece are all separate. So if you lose them, you actually will still have a rather complete looking vehicle mode. Um, I actually wouldn't mind seeing this vehicle mode repainted as Seekers with different heads, of course. Very swooshable. Um, Really nice. Now, one thing I want to point out, hmm, at least when I first looked at it, these lasers, one of them seemed a little bit warped, that it was pointing off a little cockeyed. Now, looking at it in hand, but also looking through the camera, it seems fine. So there's that. But I mean, I would say this does a very good job for a deluxe sized figure of hiding the robot kibble, especially with the hands here. Um, Now I'm going to show you the transformation. The instructions show you removing these lasers. You don't have to. So we're going to leave those on. But to start off, we're going to get right into it. Pop off this back piece. It's a little shield piece. The next, what you want to do is I would fold up these wings now. They kind of show you like to do that at the beginning, but I think it just makes it a little bit easier to handle the wings. And you want to pop these up. They peg into what will be the robot mode legs. And what's really cool is there's a little soft ratchet here that you can extend these out like a cape. We're just going to move them just to keep them out of the way, easier handling. Also, you can leave these blasters on uh, throughout the transformation. Next, what you want to do is you're going to unpeg the leg from the side here, but also you're going to split it from the back. And when going to vehicle mode, things might not peg in securely at the end, especially when coming down with the wings and pegging them in. Just give everything a little bit of the old Cybertronian hug, and you should be okay. Um, I really haven't had that many problems with the legs now open like this. Rotate at what will be the knee so that these black sections are facing towards you. Using your thumb, come in and flip out what'll be the foot. That's on a little bit of a stiff joint, and then you'll fold these over. There is a little bit, there's a tab that will go into the port there, the half a port, what have you, right there. That'll close things up, and you have the legs done. Now you can come around to this section, and what I would do is just open up and bring that whole backpack and wing section back. Come into the front here and separate the nose cone. It pegs at the tip, um, and then here at this back section. What I recommend doing when coming into vehicle mode is when you close this up, if you're having a hard time getting things to like peg securely, move the blasters out of the way and just give it a little bit of that old transformer squeeze, and everything will close up quite nicely. We're opening that up, and then we're going to rotate on what will be the part of the shoulder joint there to get these down and around. Next, what you want to do is flip down this black panel, bring it all the way around. There's a post here, hole in the stomach. That'll tab into place. Oop, you can rotate what will be the shoulders around. Put the gun on if you're manhandling it like I am and just knocked it off. And come into the back here, and there's two tabs, two slots. Really make sure you push this in because it does like to pop up a little. And, when you're ready, pose the wings how you want. Bring the arms down. Untab the nose cone of the jet, fold it back. That will just friction lock into place. Rotate at the elbow. Do it again on this side. And there you go. Now to finish things off, rotate the shoulder cannons forward. And this shield can only peg into this arm. So there you go. And there, without further ado, is Sentinel Prime. Figure does have very tight, but does have ankle pivot. You saw the elbows, the swivels, got the arm joint here, rotation there, mushroom cap, ball joint at the hips. We talked about the articulation at the wings. Now, there's a few different things you can do here. If you'd like to remove one of these blasters, you can, and the figure can hold it as a handheld weapon. Little dinky for my taste. And I think depending on how you pose, it does reveal how thin those hands are. You can also, if you so desire, remove one of the shoulder guns and peg it onto the back here, or up like that if you want a completely unarmed Sentinel Prime. But I see no point to do that. Just leave it there on the back. Unfortunately, there is no way to store that shield anywhere. I mean, my preferred way of displaying Sentinel is to just have the weapons there on the back, and as his, robot mode uh, weaponry, just have the shoulder guns, and of course, blast effect compatible. I don't think these are, just because if you notice the little like flat tab there. But like I said, this is a really cool looking figure. And take a look at that head. I'm really digging that head. Now, in most visual media, moving media, Sentinel Prime has been presented as a bad Autobot, a villain. Print media has been a little more forgiving, so I'm not sure in Transformers 1 how this character is going to be presented. I kind of hope that it's going to be a good guy because, I think this is a really cool figure and I like to see it doing some heroic stuff. But something tells me if it's like any of the other Sentinel Primes we've seen outside of animated, this guy's going to get punked out really quick. But then again, that's one of the things, if you notice, Hasbro does. They'll take these figures, they'll take characters that are either like bad guys or ones that are don't not going to have a lot of screen time, and try to make their toys like a little cooler looking or a little more implayable, just to get people to purchase them. And well, they got me to do it. I mean, I'm looking forward to the one step changer, the little battler thing. I mean, I'm all in. And I hope that like Studio Series Core Class Bumblebee movie Starscream, I hope somehow that gets repainted with a new head into Sentinel Prime too. So who knows? But Core Class is supposedly ending, Requistat and Passe. So, we may not see that. But this is a cool figure. So how about we pause right now and I'll come back with my final thoughts. So if you can't tell, I really like this figure. Um, there are some things I think it does better than Bumblebee. I didn't at any point have an issue with a limb popping off or a concern of a limb popping off. So there's that. So I think in terms of smaller, younger hands, this might be a bit more enjoyable. Just remember the little points I mentioned about the transformer squeeze for the nose cone and when you're bringing that rear section together, and you should be fine. Um, Again, I really dig the look, and I think a lot of you will too. I don't. I mean, and it's really tough now to talk about the figure without a lot of information about the film. Because I mean, but at least the main retail is August. The film is coming in September, so we wouldn't have to wait that long. Um, but definitely when these things hit, I think the first wave is Bumblebee, Sentinel Prime, Orion Pax, Optimus Prime, and Alpha Trion. So definitely out of that four, Sentinel should be one of your day one purchases. At least I think so. B and Prime. B is really good, and I haven't handled Prime yet, but it's B and Prime. I think there's going to be a little more of those laying around than, say, a Sentinel or an Alpha Trion. Other than that, in terms of the other, uh, not size classes, but the different, what would you call them, size or transformation classes or what have you. I don't know what the assortment's going to be. I think Sentinel is in wave one of the one step changers. So you might want to grab those. Now, those, from what I've seen, are going to have some sort of uh, transformation cog gimmick, but they're going to flip like the Earth Spark one step changers. So you're going to have very limited articulation. But that's about it. That's actually going to be it for right now in terms of the Transformer 1 reviews. I might have something coming a little bit later in the week, but I don't want to spoil it for you right now. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. And to all the new viewers I'll probably be getting from doing this review, please do subscribe. You may not realize this, but watching a video without subscribing can actually negatively impact the algorithms of the channel and make it harder for the creator to thrive. Now, I know some of you might have an attitude that all art should be free and people shouldn't be profiting off of what they do, but this is work. I put a lot of time into it, and a lot of other content creators put a lot of time into what they do, and it's only fair for us to be compensated, especially when I look at my algorithms, and 80 between 83 to 88% of you are not subscribed. So please subscribe, help out my channel. If you want to really help out the channel, I do have a Patreon. Now, this is not some like little begging or extra income. This is just a dinky little thing to supplement, you know, help with like getting new tripods or, you know, new the infrastructure, as I would say, light boxes and stuff like that. Since, like tripod, I have a thing for tripods. Sue me. But anyway, it's patreon.com/ chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. I don't do tiers or any special rewards like that, because if I could, then I wouldn't need the Patreon. So there's that. But it's just a little way if you want to do a little extra help. But if you can't, and I really do mean this, don't worry about it. Your views, your subscriptions, your likes, your sharing the video, urging sites to support content creators and put the videos on their front page, that helps a lot too. Especially in the summer months where I am right now, viewership tends to slow down quite a bit. So that's about it. Once again, it's your old pal Chuck. And by the way, if you're in the Northeast where we're having a bit of a heat wave, I hope you're all staying cool like I am. Take care. Um, This is your old pal Chuck for Sentinel Prime. We will see you next time.